Hello and welcome to Nationwide. I am Olajide Bello. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live on our website nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Our President Bola Tinubu has again reassured Nigerians that his administration is taking necessary steps to ensure that the country defeats terrorism and other forms of insecurity. President Tinubu gave the assurance during the meeting of the Federal Executive Council. Report may come in the course of the bulletin. While the Senate has confirmed the appointment of Dr. Kingsley Tochukwu Ude, SAN, from Enugu State as a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dr. Ude was appointed this week by President Bola Tinubu following the resignation of Uche Naji, the immediate past Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology. Until his nomination as Minister, Dr. Ude was the Enugu State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice.
As a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I hope he will bring his wealth of experience to add to the Federal Cabinet, to add value, and then realize the hope, the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President.
Meanwhile, Senate has asked the National Agency for Foods and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, not to extend the grace period with regards to the ban on the packaging of high-strength alcohol in sachet beyond December 2025. Nigeria has positioned itself as West Africa's climate action leader following its submission of the region's third national determined contribution, 3.0, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Director General of Nigeria's National Council on Climate Change, Tenioye Majekodumi, disclosed this during the ongoing 13th Conference of the Parties of the UNFCCC COP30 in Berlin, Brazil, in an interview ahead of the summit's opening ceremony. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Belém, the capital state of Para in the North Brazil, is a port city and gateway to Brazil's lower Amazon region. And this is where leaders across nations are meeting, with Nigeria participating on the UN Climate Change 30th session to discuss on 3 key mandated reports that shed light on where progress is happening and where more acceleration is still needed. And Vice President Kashim Shettima prepares to unveil Nigeria's green transition roadmap to the world leaders, positioning the country to turn its climate commitment into concrete investment opportunities and projects.
Submission of our NDC 3.0, and we being the first West African country to submit. And this is, it's a turning point for Nigeria. And one of the main things we're hoping to take away is to turn all these deliverables in our NDC 3.0 into pipeline projects, partnerships, and pay for performance. Because we need to start turning this paper from paper to projects. And COP30 is where Nigeria would be doing this.
It's about Mr. President's commitment to the 2016 Paris Accord, which Nigeria is signatory to, and of course ensuring that, Article 13 of that particular accord, which talks about climate change, is duly pursued and of course being implemented to later. So here in Belém, Mr. Vice President will definitely be taking to the later and speaking to the spirit and body of Nigeria's intent. And talking about nationally determined contributions has always been pursued. We look forward to reducing our climate emissions in 2030 by 35%. And of course, we are targeting zero emissions by 2060.
Vice President Kashim Shettima is billed to join other world leaders, development partners, and business executives at the opening ceremony of COP30, themed climate action and implementation, with a strong focus on adaptation, forest, biodiversity, and climate justice, expected to present Nigeria's climate action address. From Belém in Brazil, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Meanwhile, back home, the All Progressives Congress, APC, has commenced the process of amending its constitution. Aliu Tijani reports that stakeholders of the party met in Lafia, Nasarawa State, for the North Central public hearing.
All states across the North Central Zone, stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress, APC, are in Lafia to make inputs as the party amends its constitution to be in tune with current realities. National Chairman of APC, Professor Nantawe Yilwada, represented by the Deputy National Secretary of the party, Professor Abdul Karim Kana, says the public hearing is to ensure every member of the party has his voice in the amended constitution.
The idea is to receive submissions and memorandum from different members of the party from this geopolitical zone for the purpose of inclusion in the amendment process that is going on.
I want our stakeholders in particular to use the opportunity to submit as many memorandum for this amendment as possible. And we will sit down later on as members of this committee, review the memorandum and accommodate them.
Earlier, the team, including former national chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, pays a courtesy call on Governor Abdullahi Sule, and his counterpart of Yobe and Borno states are members of the APC Constitution Amendment Committee in Lafia. Aliu Tijani, NT News.
Despite the initial legal hitches, the 2025 elective National Convention of the People's Democratic Party will hold. The purported suspended national chairman of the PDP, Umar Damagum, disclosed this at the 83rd meeting of the Board of Trustees of the PDP, which set up a 6-member committee headed by Ambassador Hassan Adamu to reconcile all aggrieved factions in the party. Timothy Yusuf reports that the factional acting national chairman of the PDP, Muhammad Abdurrahman, at another meeting says the Ibadan elective national convention is cancelled.
Any amendments?
This meeting is convened to provide strategic direction for planning towards the convention of the PDP and to resolve all outstanding issues. BOT Chairman Senator Adolphus Wabara described the meeting as a defining moment in the life of the party.
Our sacred duty is to safeguard the integrity of the PDP and ensure that dialogue triumphs over discord.
Every decision I took, every compromise I made, every gesture of accommodation was for the sake of this party. I chose the party, not individuals.
The BOT meeting ended with an 8-point communique reaffirming that the PDP remains a united, formidable and focused political party under the leadership of the Ambassador Ilia Damagum. Meanwhile, the factional acting national chairman of the PDP, Mohammed Abdurrahman, at another meeting of loyal members, including the National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, disclosed that PDP has appealed the recent Ibadan court judgment, allowing the convention to hold as planned.
The PDP hereby suspend and cancel the proposed Ibadan National Convention, pending the decision of the Court of Appeal.
The factional weekly Anyanwu PDP and WC promised to use every legal means to reunite the party. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
In a fast-changing world where digital technologies are shaping progress, women must be equipped with the right tools and knowledge for them to continue to be agents of change in their families, communities and the nation. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated these at the closing ceremony of the Women in Tech training program organized for 300 female entrepreneurs by Renewed Hope Initiative in collaboration with Huawei Technologies Company. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Their journey into the digital world began around April last year when the Women in Tech training program set up by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu through our Renewed Hope initiative in collaboration with Huawei Technologies Company provided a platform for this cohort of 300 participants from across the 6 geopolitical zones to learn and adopt digital tools. The successful completion of their training, the First Lady says, marks another milestone in the efforts of Renewed Hope initiative to bridge digital gaps by offering training and other incentives for female entrepreneurs to contribute to national development.
The participants in this group reflect the diversity and strength of Nigerian women, ranging from university students eager to step into the world of digital economy to business owners seeking to expand their enterprises through innovation to help them thrive in today's evolving technology-driven world.
While applauding Huawei Technologies for the collaboration, she says the ultimate goal is to support the agenda of the federal government for inclusive growth and digital empowerment for all Nigerians.
Your biggest strength is your ability to keep learning, evolving and adapting to new trends available for your growth in technology. Use your new skills to solve real problems in your various communities, because true innovation is only valuable when it improves lives. I charge you all to mentor others in your various businesses. Be a guide for young girls and women who think technology is not for them.
We are all ambassadors of digital empowerment, and you carry with you the torch of innovation and the promise of change. The renewed hope is not just a slogan, but it is a reality where every Nigerian woman can dream, learn, and lead without limits.
Use this certificate as a key to the world. Use it to build your product.
With their certificate of participation and starter packs in hands, they stand at the threshold of the digital world, ready to unlock doors of opportunities as innovators, able and willing to build products and solutions.
So we were taught how to use AI to generate our own businesses.
It has made things very easy for me. In my research work, it helped me a very lot, even in my teaching.
I want to expand it to other people too that are not from Nigeria, that are not from Imo State, that are willing to have an virtual class.
Apart from this cohort, RHI partnership with other organizations, including the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITSDA, has served to promote digital inclusion for women. From the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
And let's head to Lagos, where Adiola Komiakere is standing by for more reports on Nationwide. Good afternoon, Adiola.
Olajide. A joint thematic meeting on migration has highlighted the urgent need to combat migrant smuggling and trafficking in human beings along the Rabat, Khartoum and Niamey roads. The corridors, stakeholders say, are sources of concern for transit and origin countries as well as the international community. Hengino John Adams reports that the two-day meeting focused on strengthening prevention, protection and prosecution frameworks along the Rabat, Khartoum and Niamey corridors.
Migrant smuggling and trafficking in human beings pose severe risk along African and European migration routes, especially the Rabat, Khartoum and Niamey corridors. From actions against human dignity, harsh weather conditions, to lack of access to food, water and medical aid.
The member states of the European Union will...
This is why these African and European partners are exchanging ideas with the aim of enhancing responses as well as ensuring coordinated efforts between origin, transit and destination countries.
We see a rise in this phenomenon, which are an abject form of modern slavery, and no single country can efficiently fight this.
At the end of this meeting, we should be able to say that we provide an adequate advocacy on the regular pathways.
Stakeholders agree that actions that will drive operational, institutional and policy coordination are crucial in addressing the challenges.
The Rabat, Khartoum and Niamey process are crucial, very, very, very crucial, extremely crucial, because they connect networks that go beyond borders.
We are at the intersection between the European and African partners' needs, and we really try to intercept those needs.
From different countries being pulled together by a common interest, they speak in unity with a strong belief that their collective action will end migrant smuggling and trafficking in human beings, as well as ensure safer migration routes. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
Now to infrastructure. The Federal Ministry of Works has announced that starting from November 8, 2025, the Ido Bridge in Lagos will be closed to articulated vehicles to allow for the commencement of reconstruction work. Controller Works Lagos State Olukorede Kisha made this known while addressing the media as part of activities to create awareness on the development. Larry Belay has the details.
The federal government have been talking about reconstruction of Ido Bridge for some time now, based on expert advice from the civil engineers after their thorough investigation of the bridge. They discovered that the bridge is old and it needs to be reconstructed.
Saturday, Sunday, this Ido Bridge will be restricted to trailers, to long vehicles, articulated vehicles in general. Both bounds. It was built several years ago. It has not been really attended to. And now government want to attend to it. 3 major spans of the bridge will be demolished. So therefore, what that means is that there will be no access on this bridge. It will not be accessible. And then we will now reconstruct it back and bring it to the state it was during construction.
While revealing that the reconstruction of the bridge will take 3 months, Controller Works Lagos State said alternative routes have been mapped out for motorists flying the Ido Bridge.
So there will be a limit barrier there, so that if you're coming from Apapa and you're going to Kata Bridge, you can no longer do that. Come next week, Saturday, Sunday, they are about. So you have to go back and take a Costain. You have to go back, you ramp up to Eco Bridge, and then you take Costain and go on Eco Bridge. So we're going to do one there. There will be one here too on Kata Bridge itself. When you're coming from Ilubiri and you're linking Kata Bridge, there will be a limit barrier there that will make sure that you don't descend to this Ido Bridge.
Ido Bridge is important to Lagos road network. It's one of the bridges that connects Lagos Island to the mainland. Historically, it served as a terminus for the nation's first railway. Awareness campaign will be taken to all commercial bus drivers in their various unions in the state. In Lagos, Larry Belay, NTA News.
Come to Jos. Plateau State Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project is urging meat inspectors, butchers and meat value chain operators in the state to promote safe and wholesome consumption of meat products to enhance public health. This was during a training in Jos. The report.
In a bid to prevent the transmission of zoonotic diseases and maintain meat quality standards for consumers, the Plateau State Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project is training meat inspectors, butchers and meat value chain operators on proper meat inspection, waste management, abattoir protocol and standardization.
This training refreshes us and teaches us how we can inspect meat before being sold to the public. So the training is very timely.
The state project coordinator El-Press says the training is to ensure that only healthy animals make it to the food chain.
If you must commercialize your product, if you must add value to whatever you are producing, that's need for quality. That's need for standardization.
Experts highlighted the importance of meat inspection, animal handling and humane slaughtering methods. Plateau State El-Press is optimistic that with adequate knowledge and training, it will build capacity to export meat products.
That is all from our end in Jos. It's back to Olajide in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Many thanks, Bilkisu. And moving on. Executive Secretary Nigeria Police Trust Fund and other stakeholders have commended President Bola Tinubu for assenting to the Amendment Nigeria Police Trust Fund Act Francis Farm reports that the amended legal framework is to strengthen funding mechanisms for the Nigeria Police Force towards addressing long-standing challenges of logistics and operational support.
Adequate funding has long been a great impediment to effective policing in Nigeria, limiting response capacity, hampering training programs, and slowing acquisition and maintenance of vital operational tools. But the signing of the amended Nigeria Police Trust Fund Act into law by President Bola Tinubu is a game changer for the Nigeria Police Force.
It is a step in the right direction, given that the approval of this bill to become an act will greatly reform and strengthen and also better reposition the Nigerian police for quality service delivery.
Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Police Trust Fund, Mohammed Shaidu, expressed deep appreciation to the President for demonstrating strong political will to reposition the Nigeria Police Force.
It gives it now a longer lifespan. It gives it more structure. So we're more on ground. So that's why I say we need to actually commend the President, first of all, for even signing the extension in the first place before this reenactment of the law, making this agency, making the trust fund an actual agency and removing the sunset clause. So commendation to Mr. President and the Police Council for actually making this happen. It sees that now we have an executive that has the will and that is willing to push this policing agenda forward. It is a very significant landmark that was actually done a couple of weeks ago.
The assent to the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Act marks another milestone in Nigeria's journey towards modern, efficient and accountable policing, capable of confronting contemporary security challenges and restoring public confidence in law enforcement. Francis from NTA News.
The Rebuild Ariwa Initiative for Development has firmly rejected U.S. President Donald Trump's recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern and his accompanying claims of a Christian persecution. The group labeled the foreign narrative as dangerous misinformation designed to sow religious and regional discord within the country and capable of intensifying the diplomatic friction.
To single out Christians as victims of genocide is not only misleading, but an insult to every family that has lost loved ones in this senseless violence. We call on the international communities to verify facts before forming opinions. Let them come to Nigeria, visit our camps, talk to survivors, and see the truth of themselves for themselves. Our people are tired of propaganda. They need peace, justice, and opportunity.
Emphasizing that while the security challenges in Nigeria's North Central and the North are grave and demand immediate government action, framing them as purely religious persecution serves as external political agenda rather than addressing the root causes. A high-level stakeholders engagement on regional development and security is underway at the National Counterterrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor in Abuja. The forum aims to promote equitable and sustainable development across Nigeria while enhancing national security. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that Vice President Kashim Shettima, in a message to the Guardian, urged the Nigerians to view ongoing efforts to further secure the nation as a shared responsibility.
Diversity. Local and foreign development partners converge to strengthen institutional synergy and improve policy alignment with a focus on fostering better coordination and coherence among regional development commissions.
Let's look way for financing differently. Let's look also way for measuring progress because progress matters.
The forum also aims to develop integrated frameworks that leverage on regional comparative advantages to drive inclusive and balanced development across all regions.
We also need to call for understanding, to call for measured communication.
Equitable development is nothing
anybody can doubt.
With this development, it will keep our youths engaged. It will prevent radicalization and violent extremism.
We believe it is going to drive development throughout the nooks and crannies of this country.
The high-level stakeholders' engagement is focused on ensuring balanced and sustainable development to promote unity and security. From the National Counter-Terrorism Center here in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force is leveraging music as a tool to win in the hearts and minds of Nigerians for enhanced civil-military cooperation, in addition to its non-kinetic aspect of operations. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, made this known at the Nigerian Air Force Music Personnel Workshop 2025. Our defense correspondent examines the role of music in NAF operations. Music has played a dual role in warfare, serving as both a tool for communication and psychological impact, and as a form of emotional expression and comfort for soldiers. Throughout history, military music has been used to coordinate movement, boost morale, intimidate enemies, and foster unit identity, while also providing an outlet for soldiers to express feelings, remember loved ones, and pass the time.
A critical look into the role of the military band in contemporary times has shown that it goes beyond ceremonies and traditions. The role of military band are very crucial to reaching hearts, crossing cultural lines, building trust, and opening pathways for cooperation.
This workshop would not have come in a better time than now, that is designed to further enhance the professional competence of Nigerian Air Force music personnel and strengthen their understanding of the strategic role of music in an unconventional warfare.
In the modern era, music has also served as a powerful medium for anti-war sentiments, with many iconic pieces emerging in response to the conflict of the 20th century, illustrating the complex relationship between music, war, and the society. Olajide. And 12 victims rescued from a recent bandit attack in Benadanko, Osagu local government area of Kebbi State, have commended the swift intervention of both the federal and state governments, which led to their safe return. The victims expressed their appreciation while speaking with journalists in Bena Town. Respondent Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa reports.
Bena Town in Danko, Osagu local government area of Kebbi State, recently came under attack by bandits, leading to the abduction of about 12 residents. Following the incident, the federal and Kebbi State government acted swiftly, resulting in the rescue of the victims, alongside others previously abducted from various locations through coordinated effort by security operatives. Sadia Umar and Fahad Muhammad Bena were among those freed. Grateful for their freedom, they expressed deep appreciation to both levels of government for the timely intervention.
They took one person in front of our house and another one along Kadabara with some ladies and children.
The security operatives have tried their best because one cannot even count the number of the bandits.
Governor Nasir Idris visited Bena to sympathize with the community and reaffirm his administration's commitment to protecting lives and property across the state.
As I said, we were calling on the public to desist from spreading false information. For example, someone who has not been to Bena have no information of what happened, but posted that over 50 people were abducted.
The rescued victims have since been reunited with their families. In Bena of Danko Osagu local government area of Kebbi State, Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa, NT.
Ahead of the governorship polls in Anambra State, INEC has commenced the distribution of sensitive materials to the 21 local government areas. Let's join Daniel Parr standing at the Central Bank of Nigeria in Awka, where the movement is taking place.
Hours to the November 8th governorship election in Anambra State, the Independent National Electoral Commission have embarked on different processes leading to this election, and one of them is the distribution of these sensitive materials, which include the Form EC8A and Form EC8B, which are the result sheets and the ballot papers, and then the beavers. The electoral officials have addressed the party representatives who are here to also monitor the process, and they have looked into these materials and certify that they are fit to be transported to the various local government areas where they will be ready to be used on Saturday. Earlier now, the Commissioner of Police in charge of this election, CP Abayomi Shogunle, was here. He also inspected some of these materials where he assured the people of Anambra State of safety before, during and after the election. He has said that the number of policemen, about 45,000 or over 50,000 policemen and security agents who are deployed to this state for the purpose of this election, is not to scare the people, but to ensure that they have the confidence of an assurance of their safety while taking part in this electoral process.
Many thanks, Daniel, for that update. Let's now join Kemi in Ibadan for stories making the rounds from that zone. Good to see you, Kemi.
Day and a warm welcome to Ibadan. A nationwide workshop aimed at reinforcing the importance and operational safety and promoting safer roads for all users has been held. Organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps Special Marshal under the Oyo Sector Command, the event brought together officers and stakeholders across the southwest of the country. Lukman Hassan tells us more.
Declaring the workshop open, the Oyo State Sector Commander, Rosemary Allo, stressed the need for continuous retraining and collaboration among marshals to effectively tackle the challenges of modern road safety management. The Sector Commander emphasized that special marshals play a crucial role in complementing the effort of regular officers in ensuring accident-free highways.
We've realized that much of the crashes that occur as a result of distracted driving. We don't want casualties on our road, so we want all motorists to ensure that they take adequate responsibility of the activity of driving.
The workshop themed around enhancing security and safety strategies for special marshal operations provided participants with new insight and practical approaches to road management, enforcement, and public enlightenment. Participants had opportunity to be sensitized as special marshals on the need to remain vigilant and uphold professionalism while on duty.
We are going to the Ember Month. We have to equip ourselves, remind ourselves of our duty, our role, in order to make our roads safe for all road users.
Participants were reminded that road safety is a shared responsibility involving drivers, passengers, and the community at large. Motorists were urged to cooperate with FRSC officials, stay alert behind the wheel, and avoid distraction, particularly during the Amber Month, a period often associated with increased travel and higher accident risk. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA News.
And as the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, continues to reposition for greater efficiency and relevance in the evolving media landscape, the Zonal Director, NTA by the Network Center, Taiwo Iterogba, has called for renewed commitment and professionalism among staff. He made this call during a working visit to NTA Osogbo as part of his ongoing familiarization tour to stations under the Ibadan Zonal Network. Temitope Odebumi reports.
In his inspiring address to the staff, the Zonal Director emphasized the importance of dedication, commitment, and teamwork in maintaining NTA's reputation as a world-class television network. He stressed that every staff member plays a critical role in the organization's success and urged them to be proactive and innovative in their duties.
I want to advise, like I was told, they have always been committed. They should continue to do so. They should do the best within their capacity to ensure that they stay focused so that the query of NTA Osogbo can return.
The Zonal Director used the opportunity to reaffirm that NTA remains committed to delivering high-quality broadcasting services and maintaining its position as a world-class television network. In response, the General Manager NTA Osogbo, Abdulrazak Ajala, represented by Assistant Director Production Services, Wasiu Alabi, expressed gratitude for the visit and reaffirmed the station's commitment to upholding its responsibilities and contributing to the overall success of the NTA Ibadan Zonal Network Center. The high point of the visit is the comprehensive tour of NTA Oshogbo's facilities, allowing the zonal director to gain first-hand insight into the station's mode of operations. In Oshogbo, Temitope Odebumi, NTA News.
And that concludes our contribution from Ibadan. It's back to Olajide in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Many thanks, Kemi. And moving on, the German business community is collaborating with the federal government with a view to export labor, build capacity and transfer skills. This is as the federal government looks at achieving a $1 trillion economy by the year 2030. Benny Adams reports that this was at a meeting between the Minister of Budgets and Economic Planning and the German Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Abuja.
Often hear about German machines, which is in the automobile business, high technology of the Germans. But today, the Germans in here are saying it's beyond high tech, but also the infusion of artificial intelligence is taking the German economy to the next level. And they want the same for the Nigerian government. Behind that closed door is the federal government, the German Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, discussing on how Nigerian youth can get to travel to Germany to learn how the German economy works through technology, as well as training in the hospitality business.
We had 24 industries represented, including automotive, banking and insurance, consulting, mining and minerals, retail, renewable energy, financial services, financial investors, wholesale, healthcare, trade, ICT, and other services like tourism or transport.
Nigeria have a huge absorptive capacity, especially in technologies that Germany and German companies and skilled German workers have in abundance, which we believe can help in generating this growth in a mutually beneficial manner. We want German companies, small, medium, and big, to play a bigger role in Nigeria.
In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And it is not business as usual for intending employees of Akwa Ibom State government as youth seeking employment now go through the computer-based test for recruitment. For residents, the process is projecting a fair and transparent exercise, just as the state government is shopping for 4,000 qualified persons into the state civil service. Clement Barikwe reports that thousands of applicants thronged the civil service auditorium Uyo to participate in the test, one of the selection stages for recruitment.
It all began about 3 months ago when the Akwa Ibom State government declared 4,000 vacancies across the various ministries, departments and agencies of the state civil service. This led to the opening of an online recruitment portal, the Arise portal, where applicants submitted their applications. Then came the rehabilitation of the civil service auditorium and equipping it with 400 computers and networking facilities.
That is the first of its kind, because this kind of a thing has not happened before. And so we are expecting a very good outcome.
The atmosphere, the place is serene, it's very conducive. The CBT test, in fact, everything is going on fine. Nobody's complaining.
The world has changed. You understand now? We are in the 21st century, so you don't need a more orthodox method of doing things anymore. You know?
And this is how it's supposed to be, because in those days we've been experiencing, some people said is by who know who. So
the computer-based test is part of the state government's commitment to a transparent and merit-driven process in public service employment.
We are going to have good hands to work with, and that would go a very long way to increase the efficiency of the public service of Akwa Ibom State.
As at the time the portal was closed in September 2025, more than 15,000 youth of Akwa Ibom origin had applied for the 4,000 vacancies. Clement Barikwe, NTA News.
Now let's now join Clement Barikwe for more insight on this. Clement, you're on.
Thank you so much. The last time the state government did mass recruitment was in 2021, and only 1,000 teachers were recruited at that time. So going by this, it means it has been a very long time that the government opened up recruitment for the public. This has over time created vacancies in the state civil service where people are retiring every year. A breakdown of the ongoing recruitment of 4,000 personnel into the state civil service shows that 1,000 will be deployed to the mainstream civil service. 1,000 will be absorbed by the State Secondary Education Board, while 2,000 are health personnel. The ongoing computer-based tests taking place will run in 5 streams daily, with candidates receiving their scores instantly upon submission of answers. This is not the last stage, as there will be oral interviews after the CBT might have been concluded. So residents are hopeful that the whole process remains fair and transparent as it is now.
Many thanks, Clement Barikwi, for that update. Now let's join Fatima Hassan in Makudi for more reports on Nationwide. Fatima, over to you.
Thanks for joining us in Makudi. Drivers and all road users have collective responsibility to ensuring that road crashes are reduced to the barest minimum, especially during the Ember months. This key players re-emphasized at the 2025 Ember months flag-off ceremony and town hall meeting organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps, Benue State Command. Blessing Omeche Ebute has details.
The last 4 months of the year is usually referred to as the Ember months, where there is heightened vehicular and human traffic. Most of the times, this period is synonymous with increased road crashes as a result of diverse reasons. To change the narrative, the Federal Road Safety Corps and other relevant partners have continued to carry out sensitization on the topic. The flag-off of the 2025 Ember Months campaign and town hall meeting with stakeholders organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps, Benue State Command, is aimed at reducing road accidents and promoting safe driving practices during the festive season.
This town hall meeting is also to mobilize and sensitize members of the public before we embark on other activities such as enforcement of traffic infractions.
The campaign with the theme, "Take responsibility for your safety, stop distracted driving," key players say is not just apt, but a renewed call on drivers and passengers to ensure they observe traffic rules and avoid distractions, as a distracted driver is 4 times most likely to be involved in an accident.
In driving, concentration is the key word, and that is what every one of us that is a driver, passenger, and any other road user should take away from this our town hall meeting.
Discussing with passengers is not your business, okay? And then concentration, hands on the steering, eyes on the road.
The FRSC reiterates its commitment to collaborate with transport unions, security agencies, and the media to promote a safe driving culture and achieve 0 road crash fatalities during the Ember months and beyond. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
On security matters, troops of Operation Wild Stroke have rescued 10 kidnapped hostages in Benue State. Acting Media Information Officer of the command, Lieutenant Ahmed Zubeiru, stated that the troops deployed at Kado while on mobile patrol along Zakibiam-Wukari Road received credible intelligence about an ongoing kidnapping activities at a location identified as Quarantine Checkpoint. The kidnappers were reported to be disguised in police uniforms, attempting to deceive unsuspecting road users. Upon receiving the information, the troops mobilized swiftly to the scene. On sighting the approaching soldiers, the kidnappers fled in disarray into nearby bushes. The troops immediately pursued the fleeing suspects, following their tracks deep into the forest. During the search operations, 10 kidnapped victims were successfully rescued. Among those rescued was Warrant Officer John Richard, personnel of 6th Brigade Band Jalingo, while 2 other victims are still unaccounted for as search operations continue. Meanwhile, the troops deployed at Zakibiam in Okum local government area intensified patrol, acted swiftly on activities in Wukari Junction, apprehended 4 suspects, Tese Yoyemen, Ondona Oruman, Shagba Dominic, and Solomon Kyotia. One of the suspects is an informant to a notorious kidnapper known as Matthew. Additionally, the troops deployed at Todonga, Katsnala local government area, alongside the Benue State Community Protection Guards, apprehended 3 suspect armed robbers along Mbache Road, robbing commuters. Items recovered during the series of operations include 1 motorcycle, drugs, 19,500 naira, toy pistol, 9 mobile phones, and 4 MP3 speakers. The Force Commander, Major General Moses Gara, commended the troops for their gallantry and professionalism and assured people of the force's unwavering determination to proactively combat criminals within the general areas. And that report wraps up our contribution from Makudi. It's back to Abuja for the rest of Nationwide.
Many thanks, Fatima. In the stillness of prayer and the echo of rifle salute, Nigeria bids farewell to one of its quiet guardians, Major General Abdullahi Muhammad, retired, who passed away peacefully in Abuja at the age of 86. From the barracks to the presidency, his life stood for duty, humility, and a service to nation. Correspondent Ibrahim Dan Hamidu reports.
Lorin, Kwara State. Major General Abdullahi Muhammad's life mirrored the evolution of Nigeria itself. At the Ansaruddin Central Mosque in Maitama, the faithful gathered for Salat al-Janazah.
Highly professional when he was in service.
From the mosque to the National Military Cemetery. In a ritual reserved for heroes, the rifles cracked the air and the bugles sounded farewell.
This is indeed a monumental loss for Nigeria and for all of us that have worked with General Muhammad.
A very nice person. In fact, you can never say, maybe if you don't know him, you will not see him a general. He was so simple, down to earth.
A man who had the interests of the nation at heart, very, very religious, to the extent that whenever it is time for prayer, he always come out and pray.
He was a good father.
I'm Ibrahim Dan Hamidu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, His Eminence Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has extended heartfelt condolences to the family of late Major General Abdullahi Muhammad, former Chief of Staff to ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo. In a statement, his media team indicates that the Sultan also conveys his sympathies to the Emir of Ilorin and the government of Kwara State over the loss of one of their distinguished sons. Describing the late general's passing as sorrowful, though inevitable, the Sultan praised Muhammad's life of service, discipline and patriotism. He, Sultan, says Allah gives life and takes it at any time, and prays that Allah forgives him his sins and repose his soul in Al-Jannah Firdaus. And that's it on Nationwide. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Olajide Bedlo.